What's up, guys? Transfers Rumors here, back with another Euro profile. Today I'm here with Gian,
Hello.
and we're doing Spain. This is a big one. So, let's get straight
It's a
into
big
it.
club. Where is our big club, man?
Yeah. But the Spain squad's already been picked, so we're just going to talk about the players that have been chosen already. Alright, so the three goalkeepers that are going are Casillas, De Gea, and Rico. So, Gian, what do you think about that?
No surprise. I think these three are the best goalkeepers in Spain. And I think there's only one
But-
winner in this, which
but-
is David De Gea.
No, but Casillas is still a great goalkeeper. I can see him getting a few games in the group or maybe even round of 16.
Yeah, well, if it's a useless group game, he'd play. But De Gea is probably the best goalkeeper in the world.
Just because
I mean,
he's in form.
Maybe Manuel Neuer has a shout, but you look at just pure reflexes and shot stopping. Really, he has made that United team, and they would. I don't know where they'd be without him. And I think he has to be the number one choice for Spain at the Euros.
Probably their number one choice, but still, you can't rule out Casillas getting a few games there. But now, let's move on to the defense, which is actually more interesting. You've got Ramos, you've got Piqué, you've got Carvajal, you've got Alba, and you've got Bartra, Azpilicueta, San Jose. All right, so let's talk about that. Azpilicueta or what was it, Juan? No, Carvajal.
Dani Carvajal.
Yeah, I'm getting confused.
People might not know this, but Azpilicueta is my favorite Chelsea player that is currently playing for the club. And maybe even, no, I wouldn't say my favorite active player, but, he's up there. I really, really respect Cesar Azpilicueta. The fact he's been able to come to be a left back thanks to Jose Mourinho, and a fantastic left back.
And he can play right back as well.
He's naturally a right back, and he was made a left back, and he consistently did better than Ashley Cole at left back when he was just freshly into the left back position. And I think that speaks volumes of how brilliant of a player that he really is. Of course, Dani Carvajal is part of that Real Madrid system.
That huge
Madrid fullbacks are great at attacking. I'm not sure Azpilicueta has the pace of Carvajal, but his crossing ability, I think, is probably the best in the league for a fullback. And I know the Arsenal fans are hating on me right now.
I think it's just between you either. I think it's just. How do I say this? I think they're gonna go with Azpilicueta just considering how well he's played this season in a team that's just been in shambles. He's played incredible this season. He's probably the only bright light in that Chelsea team.
Him and Willian.
Yeah, obviously Willian. But I'm saying, like, looking at how bad our defense has been, he's been the one that's actually been able to provide some smiles, because he's the only one that's actually wanted to play for this team, our team.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's the only one that has the desire, and I think if he goes into the Euros like with that same mentality, I think he'll play pretty well as well. So.
I think two other arguments why Azpilicueta is better. At once, Jose Mourinho said that with a team of 11 Azpilicuetas, I could win the Champions League. Now, I'm not sure whether he's talking about the ability or just the commitment, because Azpilicueta is consistently the most committed player on the team. Even at, 4-2 down in aggregate against PSG, he fought for every ball. He chased after every opponent. He had desire till the end. And I say players like even Willian gave up when you were 4-2 down against PSG, but Azpilicueta didn't, and he fought to the end. That was something we were happy to see.
Wouldn't they play Carvajal on the right and then Azpilicueta left?
They could do that, but you look at Carvajal, he's not.
But then what they would do then if they did
Real Madrid.
Yeah.
He doesn't always play Real Madrid. He shares his appearances with Danilo.
But if they did that, then they play Azpilicueta on the right and Alba on the left.
Yeah, definitely Alba on the left and Azpilicueta on the right. I don't think that it's worth it to displace Azpilicueta when Carvajal is not better than him.
And then it's obvious the two main centre backs, Ramos and Piqué. That's actually a strong centre back partnership right there.
The defense might be the best part of their team.
What is San Jose's position?
I think he's a centre back.
Centre back as well. All right. So now we move on to the midfield section. You've got Juanfran. What is that? Bruno, Busquets, Koke, Thiago, Iniesta, Isco, Silva, Pedro, and Cesc Fabregas in that midfield.
And Saul.
And Saul is midfield?
Saul Niguez is midfield.
I thought he's forward.
No, Saul Niguez is a centre mid.
center mid.
I mean,
Really,
the way he dribbles the ball and shoots, you'd think he's a forward, but no, he's a freaking amazing center mid.
all right. So, okay. So you've got Thiago. He's CM, right? CM.
Yeah, I think we should first sort out the lineup. How are we going to line up this team?
What you go first? Think just
Gonna go with the 4-3-3. I mean, if not the 4-3-3, maybe the 4-2-3-1. But then they're so similar. If I go with two holding mids and one attacking mid, that's the same thing as a 4-2-3-1. So I'd probably go with a 4-3-3.
But the thing is, Pedro has Pedro this season. He's been
Off and on, really. I don't think he deserves to be in the start.
He's exactly like what David De Gea was when Sir Alex was there, hot and cold.
Yeah, exactly. I would say yes.
And I think he'll probably play a few games, but then you look at the other players that can play there. Koke as well. I think
Koke will get the nod over him, and so will Iniesta. I think Iniesta and Koke will be the wide men in this team, and Isco might be second player.
I think this is probably could be one of Iniesta's last tournaments with Spain.
Yeah.
As well. And
we start in the center of the midfield. I think that definitely your holding mid is Busquets. I've said this before, Busquets is the best holding mid in the world, without a doubt. I think Busquets at the base of midfield. Further forward of him, I would partner David Silva with Cesc Fabregas, and I think that Thiago from Bayern Munich, the three of them, between David Silva, Thiago, and Cesc Fabregas, either of those three could easily rotate out of those positions. Saul, I think, will be a backup to the deeper lying midfielder of Busquets.
And then Juanfran, I think he's just going to sit on the bench.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's a good sub, though. Like, you can bring him on every now and then. But once you get out of that group, it's sort of that feeling like you got to play your best team. It's do or die now.
So is that best team Iniesta on the right, Koke on the left? Or does it have, say, someone like Pedro in it, or does he just not have a shot?
I think they have probably Pedro like sub on, or maybe actually start. But I think with a player
he's an effective sub. Like, he has the pace to come on as a good sub.
Juanfran doesn't. That's the thing. Juanfran, how's he played at Atletico? I think. I haven't seen much of him. So.
Juanfran, I haven't seen much. I mean, he changes between a right mid and a right back. He's not really.
Yeah, that's the only problem. The thing is, I can't see him getting right back. Azpilicueta will surely take that over him.
Yeah, and then right mid.
And then right mid is just freaking Pedro, or Silva can play on the right?
He's like a utility player. I think is what he's there to do. He's sort of like that Phil Jones.
Yeah.
He just plays whenever you need him. Like, as an injury player, this Juanfran is here.
But then obviously
he's like the Spanish version of Phil Jones.
But then obviously we've got Isco Cam, right?
No, I don't have a Cam. I have a 4-3-3, and I have David Silva and Fabregas as my clear options. But actually, I think I would probably take Isco over Fabregas when I think of it.
So you won't play Isco at CM. Isco can play right and left and CM.
Maybe I'd go with Isco.
I'd go with him on the right.
On the wing. But then again, I'm looking at first-team football. People who've had consistent first-team football. Fabregas, definitely. He's played pretty much every game of the season. He could be a Chelsea captain. He's been radically inconsistent, but he could be a Chelsea captain. Isco's played a decent amount. Koke's played every game for Atletico Madrid. So I think it's got to be Koke, really. He's got to take the spot. Whether Isco would pick up a Fabregas, I think that just remains to be seen how they want to play.
All right, so let's move on to our last position. I think it's the weakest, actually.
For sure.
The striker position. The forwards. All right, so you've got you've got Vasquez, you've got Morata, you've got Nolito, you've got Aduriz.
Aduriz.
Aduriz, I think he's Atletico Bilbao, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been decent this season, but you look at that, Morata's probably the best out of all of them.
And that's funny. I don't see a real striker there. I mean,
why is Diego Costa
is a traditional center forward. Aduriz is like a
4-3-3. So
you need the one striker.
Yeah, one striker. But if they had brought Diego Costa, they could partner him with Morata if you change the formation.
I was thinking that because I think Morata, while he's a good striker, He's better as like playing off the striker, second striker. That's where Morata plays best for me, and he's not going to get a chance in the Spain team if they do go with a 4-3-3 because that midfield is so
Because then
competitive.
he's all by himself. That's the thing. He's all at Juventus. He plays with a second striker, right?
No, he plays as a main striker, but
Main striker.
well, then again, like I mean, what I've seen of him, I've seen him playing off the shoulder of Dybala, where he's like a target man, and Dybala is a goal scorer,
Yeah.
and he plays off the shoulder
So
like
he
that.
needs to play with a goal scorer.
Yes,
And you look
like
at
you see how Mitrovic has failed at Newcastle. I think that's a good example. If Mitrovic had a goal scorer next to him,
so you've got the
That's
two
great.
you've got the two wingers next to him.
Yeah.
And they're not goal scorers. That's the problem.
whether you go with the false nine, that could be an option. I mean, I look at Aduriz. He's also a target man. I think he can score goals. He can
Yeah.
definitely score. He's had a fantastic record with Bilbao, 20 goals in 34 games this season. So that he's a fantastic player. He can score goals.
Yeah.
Morata has not shown that goal scoring ability. He's been mostly setting up. He's been setting up Dybala. I mean, he's only
Yeah.
gotten 7 goals this season. He's mainly assisting Dybala.
Yeah.
I think Costa is built for the main striker position because he plays.
Yeah,
He's
for
a
sure.
main striker.
Costa
Chelsea.
plays
He's
by
mastered it.
himself.
Like,
He's been playing by himself at Chelsea for 2 years now, and he's been brilliant.
he's mastered it. Like you see his running, right? I mean, people, as much as you guys hate on Costa's personality, just the way he runs, I think the movement that he makes, the way that he never stops moving, it's just an inspiration for so many footballers. And the fact that at Chelsea, who's creating for him? Only Fabregas. Fabregas is also like Pedro, hot and cold. Pedro, hot and cold. Willian, he's so isolated, right? Because defenders know Mark Willian, push him out of the way, and then your Chelsea is screwed. So I think when you put him in a team like Spain, where there's so much creative talent behind him, he's only going to score 100 goals in 5 games.
Yeah, for sure.
He's not going to get that chance because Del Bosque just doesn't like him. I don't understand at all.
I don't understand. You shouldn't pick teams based on the way you like players, honestly. I think if they're class, you don't like them, you still should take them. I don't know. I honestly don't understand what's going through his head there.
Of course, Nolito is also a wide man. Also,
Did Bellerin get picked as well?
Bellerin, no.
Bellerin, all right.
My God, I don't know how he's in the team of the year. I mean, he's a great player. But I don't know how he's in the team of the year. I think this just needs to prove that Azpilicueta is a better fullback.
All right. So should we wrap this up? That's it.
Oh, but he's in the. Here, I'm looking at it right now. In the reserve squad.
Yeah, reserve. Yeah.
Sergio Asenjo.
Yeah.
Bellerin.
Bellerin.
Suarez.
Loriente.
A bunch of young players never heard of before.
All right, so I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
So thank you for watching this episode of the Your Profile. If you did enjoy, smash the like button. Subscribe if you are new around here. And we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for watching.